Hey Soul Family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're taking a look at something that you thought would not happen but will. And to do this reading I will be pulling out 3 cards from this deck. If you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, you will find a timestamp for that down in the description box, which will take you straight to the part of the introduction where we shuffle your signs and find out in which of the piles they'll fall under. Okay, so let's see what cards we have for today's reading. For pile number 1, you've got the card Warmth. For pile number 2, you've got Planning. And for pile number 3, you've got the card Curiosity. If you prefer to pick your piles using your crystals, then let me add these right now. There we go. So for pile number 1, you've got the yellow Aventurine. There we go. For pile number 2, you've got the green Jasper. And for pile number 3, you've got the Onyx. So take a look at which one of these 3 piles you're the most drawn to, and this will be the pile for you here today. In case you feel drawn to more than one pile, maybe even all of the piles, trust your intuition. It takes you to the piles and the messages that you're meant to hear. And so if you're drawn to several piles, maybe even all of the piles, and you have the time, you're enjoying your reading, I would highly advise you to listen to them. But if you're drawn to just one and you know that's it, then that's the one for you. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I will see you in your readings. Please note that in a moment, I will be assigning different zodiac signs to each pile. And so if this is something that you do not prefer, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. So if you prefer to pick your piles using your signs, then my dear soul family, as you know, this part of the introduction was created specifically so that you can do that. Whether it is your preferred method or it is something that you sometimes enjoy doing, it is there for you to use whenever you feel like it. In a moment after the shuffling, I will be drawing out 4 signs for each pile. All right, so let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pile number 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And pile number 3. These are the 4 signs. Okay, so for pile number 1, the signs are Leo, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Pisces. For pile number 2, the signs are Cancer, Scorpio, Gemini, as well as Taurus. And the signs for pile number 3 are Libra, Aries, Sagittarius, as well as Virgo. So, my dear soul family, these are the zodiac signs and their association to each of the piles in today's reading. Please feel free to pick your pile or piles using your sun, moon, or rising. I highly recommend you check out the 3. Alternatively, if you prefer to pick your piles using other placements in your chart, like your Mars, your Venus, your North Node, please feel free to do whatever you feel resonates with you, whatever preferred method you prefer to pick your piles with, because it is the right way for you at this moment of time. And once you're once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times, and I will see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Today, we're taking a look at something that you didn't think would happen, but actually will. So these are the decks that I'll be using for your reading. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them down in the description box for you guys. But very quickly, before we begin, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful yellow Aventurine. Your significator card is the warmth card. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Leo, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Pisces. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, so let's get straight into it and take a look at your oracle cards first. So, you've got hotel, there we go, and some of the keywords here are B&B, honeymoon, concierge, maid, room service, check-in, all booked, hotel obviously, restaurant, airport, bellboy, luxury, suite, don't disturb, room key, fling, all inclusive, tavern, and casino. Right. You've got the card false person. And you've got the card Saturn in Taurus with ostentation. Ooh, okay. Right. You've got Saturn in Pisces with loss. And you've got the medallion, as well as the castle. The castle and hotel, interesting. You also have some real estate here. Does it have to do with some form of location or something, like a place, a home maybe? Not sure yet. Let's find out. We'll pull out your tarot cards, at least the first row, so that we have a full picture of what we're looking at, and then we'll be further expanding during the reading. We'll pull out for the rest of the rows whenever needed. Okay, so these are the initial cards that I see. Let's check them out. Wow, you're starting off your reading with the 10 of Cups. Wow, that's wonderful for sure. Very favorable. Okay, so maybe these are signifying homes, perhaps? Castle, hotel, home. because the Ten of Cups is a card of family, but let's see. You've got the Emperor. In this card, there's something so interesting. This is a game in which everybody wins, which means that we are not in the energy of a zero-sum game because they're playing a game. This is rather a game where everybody gets to win. That's again very favorable in this Emperor card. And the Emperor is usually about, following a certain structure and doing what is necessary for success. It's very, how can I call it, like cut edge. But here, although it's the Emperor card, very powerful card, it's still in everybody's favor. It's not a zero-sum game. Everybody gets to win here. And it's interesting because you have false person in your card. So we're seeing great dichotomy. But along with it, you've got the card loss, which means you're losing a type of energy that may not have been necessarily good for you, for an energy where you feel absolutely happy, included, which means that you probably thought, whatever this is, I'm not sure what it is yet, that it would never happen to you, that this thing or energy would never happen to you, not because it wasn't meant to happen for you, but simply because you may have been in the wrong environment or in the presence of the wrong people or even connected to the wrong people. Ooh, lovely cards. You've got the Queen of Cups. Very beautiful archetypes, very loving, very kind. The energy here is beautiful. Warm, just the way your significator card is describing it. Powerful, but warm. Same thing with the Emperor. Powerful, but here it's warm. And they're not mutually exclusive. That's the new energy I'm noticing from before to after. So here you've got the Page of Wands, the Magician, ooh, as well as the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands fits that archetype that we've been discussing. The Queen of Wands is power. The Wands are power. But the Queen of Wands, one of the wonderful things about that archetype, about her, is that she helps others as she builds her queendom. So there is that energy. And is this something to do with family or home? So we did see the Castle Hotel. I think it has to do with family, home, your entourage, something of that nature. So did you think, if I were to guess here, did you think with false person that that's just the way the world is? These types of people, that's what it is? Maybe that's how a family dynamic should be like, or that's how a lover should be like, that's how a community should be like, where it's a zero-sum game. One must lose in order for the other to win. Maybe. I guess it is, to be honest, because it does look with Saturn and Pisces. You've gone through a lot of losses, but the losses here are great news, because not only have you lost the wrong archetype, the wrong type of people, for you to create space for the beautiful type of people, but also you've lost a part of yourself which wasn't serving you. You see, there's a mask here, there's hiding. And I think you lost a part of yourself that was serving you to protect yourself in that sort of environment or dynamic, family dynamic or community dynamic. And you, even though you lost that part of yourself, thinking you lost yourself altogether, you really were just growing and becoming more and more your true, authentic self. So you can see with the hotel here that this was just a temporary situation. This wasn't your, how can we call it, your real home, your real community, your real friends. That was a temporary situation. It was a situation that, for one reason or the other, you had to go through. But now, what you maybe didn't think would happen was to be amongst a community that is loving, that is inclusive, all inclusive, that feels like home, but also with the castle that is very rich, a community that's rich. And I don't mean financially, although it could be, of course, but I feel like it's a community with the medallion where everybody wins, you see? Everybody wins. But I think also this is a rich community, somehow rich of something, rich of some form of resource, an earth type of resource, because you've got Taurus, which is an earth sign. So this could be, what are earth signs? Especially Taurus. Taurus likes to work hard and consistently to be able to, because they have their eyes on the goal. They want a specific life or a specific lifestyle, a specific type of comfort, and that's why they work hard and consistently towards it. So an ostentation, maybe this is a community that shows off with that type of work ethic. And it doesn't have to be work as in their working, work, like the work they go to every day, although again it could be, but I feel that this is a community that likes to work hard and has pride for that type of work that they do to get the life that they want. Work hard could be work hard towards their values, towards their beliefs, towards having a harmonious environment, and even towards their work. So they feel prideful over the fact that everybody's included, everybody gets to win. They work hard to make it a nice place, a nice environment with the castle. And so, congratulations, Page of Wands is showing that this is an exciting new beginning of you experiencing love. You know, this is the White Queen in the Alice in Wonderland, and they have the White Queen and the White King, they have a beautiful relationship, a very loving relationship towards each other and their children. So very, very, it's like very fitting in the Ten of Cups for sure, and the Queen of Cups. But at the same time, this is not a community that is weak in any way. This is a very strong, powerful community. You can see it with the Red Queen here. You can see it with the Queen of Wands, first and foremost. You can see it with the Dragon. So it makes me feel like the other community, they acted strong with all the red and the fire, like that was the facade. But this community, although very loving, make no mistake, is very powerful, very strong. But that's the sort of real strength that is being displayed, not a false one, not a pretentious one, coming from a place of weakness. So I love this for you, my dear pile number 1. In this community with the Magician card, I do see that you will thrive and grow because you will be able to use your own elements to reimagine what you can do and focus on what you want to create, who you want to be. Look at the hands on the lips. It's like, how you want to create your life, what you want to do. There's more focus here on the imagination, on the excitement, on the potential, on what you're good at. And so it's allowing you to focus on your creativity, focus on yourself, focus on your excitement, focus on the important things. This is a community that helps build each other and not bring each other down. And it's very conducive to building your future, practicing the things that you love, and being yourself first and foremost. Doing the things that you are imagining. See the breathing here of the hookah. It kind of makes me feel like how you feel is properly expressed, which means you're following your desires. You're able to properly express yourself and do the things that you want to do and to create. That is the initial idea that I am getting here when it comes to what you didn't think would happen but will. So in this new environment where everybody wins, I'm seeing that you're starting to focus on your imagination. Specifically, you see the eyes here, the Page of Wands, the Magician. You're now starting to imagine in this new chapter. What are you imagining? Let's see. Now that you have that space, what are you imagining, my dear pile number one? What are you so passionate about? Because there's a heart here. What do you want to bring into existence? Let's find out together. So you've got the Knight of Swords. You've got the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, you're going after your dreams. One by one, it seems. Not to mention how you are blossoming. I feel like you're not just focusing on your dreams, which is the main energy here, but you're focusing on yourself with the flowers. You're like, ooh, I want to be like this. Ooh, I want to do that. Ooh, you have that type of luxury of being able to focus on what you want. And sometimes you'll even find that you're blossoming without trying. As you're focused on one thing and achieve that, that opens up a whole other things within you that, I don't know, either heal, or you find a skill within yourself that you didn't know, or even just becoming better effortlessly. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be putting effort, but I mean as you put your attention and effort towards one thing, you'll find that other things within you naturally blossom. So yeah, here, what is it that you are thinking about in the future, in your near future? You're like, ooh, I want to do that. Ooh, I want to become that. Ooh, let me go follow this. Let me try that. You're just on a path of going after the things that you want. You've got the Six of Pentacles, that we can see the Tea Party here in the Mad Hatter. The Six of Pentacles, what is it saying here? You're going to benefit a lot from the give and take of this new environment. This new environment is chilled, although they're like hardworking and they work on their values and all of that, the things that we've discussed, they're very chill. And I say that because here it's tea time. In the Alice in Wonderland story, tea time, it's always 6 o'clock. It just doesn't change. And so it's always tea time. Are you going to Europe? This is so cool. So, not that Europeans, exactly, that balance that I'm seeing here of working hard but taking very good care of your life. So Like I'm saying, like I was saying, there is a great balance here between putting in the hard work, but also chilling and having a good time, stopping to look out for your life. There is support, communal support with the Six of Pentacles. There's give and take. The community is helping each other. I keep getting this idea that your community, the new environment, is very conducive to success and achieving one's dreams. And so also you will enjoy giving in this community, and you will enjoy taking from this community. You will love this dynamic very much, and you will love that I just thought of so many things at the same time. I hope I don't lose my trail of thoughts and the things I want to say. You will learn how things are done. It's not the what. It's not about cancel this, cancel that from my life. It's about having your life together, but how to do that. So you're going to learn how to do that. You're going to love being part of this give and take environment very much. It's a very loving environment for sure, very empowering. You're also going to love the benefits that you take from this community. You're going to love how chilled it is. And it gives you ideas. You're like, oh my God, well, then I can do that. I always wanted to, I don't know, have breaks like that. I always wanted to do this activity. I always wanted to have fun in this way. So that's another thing that you will be doing in your near future that you never thought you could do, like have fun, I guess. New things that you're going to do is being an effective part of this new community when it comes to its wonderful dynamic of building up each other. Because the rabbit, Alice has been running after the rabbit. That's always been running out of time. And this is the one time, well, the rabbit was still rushing, but this is the one time where everyone sits and has tea and is chilled. I think you're losing that part of yourself, that rushing, it seems. You're losing the rush. You're losing the, oh my God, I'm running out of years. I'm running out of time. I'm running out of this and that. To learn to calm down and enjoy the ride. It's not going to be just about the destination any longer. You'll learn to be in the present moment and to enjoy life in general. So I love this energy for you. So that's what you're up to here. You're like, ooh, I'm going to do that. Ooh. So yeah, running after your dreams, blossoming, learning to calm down. 5 of Wands. What are you doing here with the 5 of Wands? You're rethinking everything. And I know you're thinking 5 of Wands thinking. I'll explain. Here, Alice was really confused. I think this is an environment that's going to confuse you in the beginning, at least, and challenge the way you thought about life, and especially the game of life. Because here, this is a game of croquet, and it's played in a very different way in Alice in Wonderland. They play with the tools that they use and everything. And it doesn't mean that this environment may necessarily be right about everything. But whether they're right about some aspects and maybe not so right about others, this environment is definitely going to challenge your thoughts and beliefs, or the way you thought you were supposed to handle life or handle yourself, or many other things that you just took as the correct way of doing things. And so seeing different ways in which life can play out, different ways in which people do things will really, while it's a wonderful thing, obviously, but it will also challenge you a lot, because it will challenge many of your beliefs, many of your life views, many of your preconceived thoughts about social dynamics, because that's a game where everyone plays. You're gonna rethink many things and go, because of these shocks of realities, you're gonna have thoughts like, oh, was I right? Was I wrong? But I always thought this can never happen, but look at it happening naturally here. What does that mean? Does that mean that I was wrong? Or does that mean that they are wrong? Does it mean that I now have two different point of views and I'll be able to fine tune and look at things better because I see different ways and how different societies function? Can I come up with a third better thing to do? I think that's what's going on here. You're thinking here, but you're very excited because you're learning and you're becoming a newer person, better version of yourself, as you're constantly being challenged, especially in the beginning. And seeing how other people function and live definitely will push you to see different point of views, make up your own mind and go, I think I want to do it like this. And that's very exciting, because that stage of exploration, seeing new things, making up your own mind, it's sometimes very healing, because you're like, oh, I felt that this wasn't right. I'm glad I see, for example, other people do it in a different way. Or sometimes it's like, oh, that thing that I always thought was right, because I thought nobody can ever do that. Well, that's happening. Am I entirely right about that? You see what I'm trying to say? You're definitely going to remove the clouds and the fog over the things that used to confuse you, especially about the way of living, the game of life, and social dynamics. And much is going to change within you. I feel the pages are learners. And so you're learning by watching, not necessarily by doing what others are doing, but by reflection and making your own mind up about the different things that you're seeing, and integrating the new experiences within what you already love, and changing the ones, allowing the new environment to influence you and challenge you in the things that were set in stone that may not have been serving you all along. So that's what I'm seeing here, but we have two more cards. So let's explore them. The time has come. Right, so you've got the three, literally and figuratively. So you've got the Three of Wands. So the time has come to do what? King of Pentacles. Don't tell me the time has come for you to chill. Well, we're laughing, but actually it's quite close in my opinion. Can you see your cards? Kinda. I think we should push these a bit up. So the time has come for you to start reaping the benefits of everything that you have previously worked hard towards. And this includes financial gain. Financial gain, this includes, again, the earth signs with the pentacles. Comfort, this includes having an organized life. Virgo, Taurus, comfort in life. Capricorn, learning to work hard and gaining the skills needed to expand on your wealth and your capabilities and the things that you can achieve in life. So that sort of thing. The time has come where where your ships are going to move in the Pentacles direction. More comfort, more balance, better health, movement. You're perhaps going to start exercising and taking better care of your health, working the right way in order to achieve the results that you desire, and having wealth. That's exactly what I see is happening. That's the time when the ships are going to start moving in these areas. Wow, what a reading. My dear pile number 1, that's exactly what I see. Also, this is the time where you're going to become stronger, warmer and stronger. Yeah, that's exactly what I see. I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. This this new environment is definitely very much aligned with your 12th house, your spiritual path. And I think you're really gonna love this new place. I almost feel like where you were was temporary. You're losing that, and you are moving to a real beautiful place or beautiful environment. So that is what I see, my dear pile number 1. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 1, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at what you didn't think will happen, but will happen for you. So these are the decks that I'll be using in your reading today. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them down in the description box for you guys. So very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful green Jasper. Your significator card is the planning card. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then we've got 3 here. Then in that case, the signs for this pile are Cancer, Scorpio, Gemini, and Taurus. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. All right, so let's get straight into it. I'm gonna pull out your cards, yeah? You've got main male. You've got stopped by police. Interesting. And you've got societal upheaval. All right. We can definitely place this one here. You've got the tear. You have Saturn in Libra with devotion. All right. Wow, you've got the Sun in Leo with fortune. And you've got Saturn in Aries with risk. Okay, very interesting reading. But I think we'll definitely get a complete picture. Like, I have an idea, but I don't have a complete picture at all. And I don't know the context. So there's something about first house, number 1, the self, main person. So let's see. What is it that you did not think will happen, but is happening for you? So you've got the Devil card. Interesting card to start with. Could be your desires or something you're attached to. You've got the 3 of Swords. There's definitely pain and sadness here with the tear. You've got the Three of Wands. Right? You've got the Seven of Cups. The Queen of Cups. And the Ten of Cups. Right. What do we have here? It definitely talks about something painful, something not right, moving. Three of Wands, moving. Also, the Seven of Cups is something calling you, so there's something pulling us here from that energy, you see, pulling us here towards something that you love with the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Cups. That's like ultimate happiness. So I am seeing movement from, you see, movement from something painful, something that you're stuck to, something super shocking that happened in your life, towards ultimate happiness, which is opposite to that energy, the opposite end of the spectrum. So what are we seeing? For this pile, especially with timing here, I feel like you have been on a pause. It's almost like time stood still for a long time in a situation, first of all, that you thought would never happen to you. There's something interesting about this pile. We see the reading split into two. You first got into a situation, one that feels like a bad experience to go through, and is now moving towards fortune, the other end of the spectrum, towards an experience that they never thought they would experience, and one that we feel positive experiencing. That's the interesting part about this reading. So it looks to me like suddenly you went through something disastrous in your life, and it looks like it was done by a form of authority who stopped you on your tracks, some form of power. And this situation wreaked havoc in your life. It was shocking to you, it was unsafe, it threatened your stability, your safety, what you understood about the world, what was real, what wasn't, everything. It's definitely that sort of situation that you would think, oh, something that you would watch in the movies and think, that wouldn't happen to me. And then you found yourself in that situation. Sad, in a lot of pain. I see with the Three of Swords here a lot of screaming, painful cries, painful screams, going, like that. That really hurt. It hurt so much that it hurt you physically. And time, it seems like it stopped here for a while, where you felt like it was, first of all, it was shocking to step into that reality, but then you started feeling like that was a reality that you couldn't take yourself out of. It was shocking, but it kept you there, this reality, under its wings. And the more shocked you were, the more this reality grasped onto you. And while it's not constructive to look at the past, unless, of course, we're doing it in the sense of reflection. But in your reading, bringing up your past is so important to the future that we're seeing here, because they are one side, different sides of the same coin. And we'll call your coin your desires. And that's why you're not expecting either side. We're calling this coin your desires because we're seeing the devil card. And we can see that while it was your desires, whether you realize it or not, that somehow drew you without realizing to the situation you faced in the past, it will be the very desire that takes you, pulls you, just like the siren in the Seven of Cups, towards your ultimate happiness. Seven of Cups suggests something that's wild, beyond your wildest dreams, for you to think that can happen, especially after experiencing the older energy here. So we were saying that they are your desires. Here we can see a woman demon. I think it's a European goddess or European demon, if I'm not mistaken. The succubus, I think this demon was called. This demon takes the form of a beautiful woman that seduces men in their sleep. So this is where I'm getting the idea of desires pulling someone. So I am seeing that not understanding, desire is like raw energy. It's not wrong to have desire, whatever it is in life. You have the right to desire. It is your soul's compass to follow your desires. It's not the desire, it's how to follow our desires that can keep us entrapped or moving forward. So here, it seems like a shadow needed to be healed that pulled you down that road as you were following naturally your desires. I don't know what and the more you try to escape, the more it grasped onto you, because you were the one thing in common that you continue to do as you were in that situation is to push away, to follow your desires. Again, and while following your desires is the right thing to do, here it seems like there was a shadow, something pertaining to the self, number one. Something pertaining to the self that kept you hostage to that situation. You were devoted to your desires, very devoted to your desires, but it was also the one thing that kept you in place. And sometimes maybe you throw away your desires altogether, you're still stuck in place. You follow your desire, you're still stuck in place. Because it was never about the desire. It was about how you followed your desires. So what is your desire? And what shadow? That's the better question. What shadow, now that's the right question, was keeping you entrapped as you were trying to follow your desire? So just so we can see what's going on here. It's funny, you've got the La Llorona in the star card. Sorry. There we go. Again, we've got the siren that's pulling you. You see? 2 sirens in one reading. It's crazy. It looks like you've got a strong desire, an unfulfilled one, that's just pulling you. So that the intensity of this desire seems to be the shadow. And of course, I say the shadow because that's what the question was when we were exploring your reading. we have the star card. That's La Llorona is someone who has killed her children in spite because of her husband cheating, but she spent the rest of her life crying over her children and calling other children every day, drowning them because of her sadness. And that process repeats and repeats and repeats. So very interesting that this came out when we're talking about the shadow. It seems like something happened maybe in childhood to you, and it's just making you repeat the same mistake, pattern of mistake, or a pattern of behavior. It doesn't have to be a mistake, pattern of behavior that further intensifies that pain and that shadow. It's just like a shadow keeps growing the more you follow it. The Two of Pentacles, you see, you're so tied to something. It looks like for something to work, it must move something else. Two things. You think that two things are tied together. You know, like for example, in order to get money, one must steal. Of course not. In order to do this, one must do this. There's some form of idea here. Just like La Llorona, to feel better, she would drown the children and then feel even worse the next day. Something like that. Maybe instant gratification over long-term gratification. That could be another thing. Six of Cups, the shrine. It's a place that's sacred. So let's put the three cards together and understand what that shadow is, so that we understand where you're going here and what you're definitely not expecting to happen because you're moving to the other side. So what is that shadow? Something that seems to have happened, the shadow itself, that's causing this desire to intensify, is something that happened in childhood. And it seems like there is an instant gratification that makes you feel momentarily better, but even worse when you follow it, that shadow. And the reason is because you think there's only one way to achieve that desire. Like for one thing to happen, you must do another thing, and it continues to take you on a perpetual cycle of repetition, perpetual cycles, a cycle of repetition, because the one way that will help you heal and grow with the Six of Cups is a place you don't touch because you feel like it's sacred. No, can never come near that. No. It's too sacred to step into. And I think you may have overly made it sacred when really it's supposed to be inviting you. It's a sacred place, yes, but it invites you to come and sit and reflect and connect. So let me think of what that type of shadow could be like. Just to give you an example of the energy I'm reading, and then understanding the energy, you can apply it to your own life. So please don't take the example literally, just a way to explain what I'm seeing. Like, for example, let's do a simple one. Someone who maybe had the desire to be rich, right? Maybe they grew up in a poor family, they felt the deprivation, and so there's an intense feeling of wanting to be well off. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. It could be that this person tied being wealthy with buying expensive things. So they go on a perpetual cycle of getting money and spending it on expensive things. And so they find themselves in a perpetual cycle of not having money, working very hard to make money instead of growing it. It's being put into expensive things because there's an understanding that somehow they're tied together. Let's say this catastrophe could be a debt that needs to be paid, authority asking for their money back. And things like investing, doing their own business, saving, learning new skills, any of these ideas were not visited. They're held sacred, but perhaps too sacred that this person is starting to think, no, I can't do that. These are things that only certain people can do, for example. Like, I don't know how to invest, so I'm not going to do it. No, never come near that. Or save, I can't save. I have a lot of debt. What would saving do? I can't do my own business because I'm stuck in this perpetual cycle, and so on. So the things that this person, the healthy things that this person was meant to explore to get themselves out of this perpetual cycle that would lead to actual growth were constantly avoided. And it was only the ideas of either trying to run away from that debt, which wasn't working, or trying to do things to run away from this debt, like maybe selling everything back, or whatever other things that I can't think about at the moment, but trying to frantically get themselves out of it. They can't. Or to convince themselves that maybe it's not for them, that they don't have to be wealthy, that it's okay, when really there's a pressing desire. So that's what I mean by this situation. And so please take it on how this resonates with you, not the example itself. I just chose to give an example to be able to translate many energies that I discussed. But that's the kind of dynamics I'm talking about. It could be in relationships. It could be in your relationship with the self. It could really be anything. But that's what I'm seeing here. A desire that led you, and it could be a hidden desire. It could be you going, yeah, I did go through this difficult situation, but I don't see how my desires led me there. I would invite you to think about it, because it's very important to where you're going now. Very much tied to it. Like I showed you, they are the same side, like they're the same coin, just the two different sides. So now I'm seeing that you are moving towards very fortunate times. And if you want to know what these fortunate times are about, they are the same thing you are looking for. The same energy that once took you to this great upheaval, that made you cry out loud, because this Three of Swords is in a lot of pain. Crying. This is a lot of deep pain. That very need is being fulfilled at the moment. And that's what you're not expecting, because it's being fulfilled in a way that is beyond your wildest imagination. In fact, you are going to be amongst the fortunate ones that gets to have it fulfilled to this degree. And it's happening right now with the Three of Wands. This is beginning now, and this energy is pulling you very quickly towards it. Very soon you will find yourself very fortunate, very happy, very elated. It's really, it's going to move fast, as opposed to, and that's your significator card. I know it says planning, but I'm seeing it as the time, where at some point it felt like time had stopped and that was it. Now you're going to feel like time's moving very quickly. Not that it's moving past you, it's moving you quickly towards your desires. And at the moment, the more you're focusing on you with the first house, main, male, and of course male is just energy, focusing on you, taking action towards yourself and your desires in the right way, the quicker you're moving there. So let's now explore this great time of change right now and how you're moving towards your greatest desires, the one that you were trying to achieve right there. Okay, so that is our question. How are you now in motion, moving towards your desire? I still don't know what risk is trying to say. I'm sure we'll find out as we further explore your reading. So how are you moving towards your desires right now? You're in motion. It's already happening. So let's see. You've got, I told you, it's in motion, sorry. It's already happening. So you've got the 8 of Cups. You've got the Star card. Again, luring you in. It's pulling you, that desire. And you know, when your desire, energy of your desire is pulling you, it means that this time you're doing it in the right way, because as within, so without. And because you're in alignment with your desire this time, it's not pushing you away. It is where you're like, what's going on? Now it's pulling you greatly towards it. So what's happening here? You've got the 3 of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands. Hecate. Interesting. The 3 faces representing many things, but let me think about like past, present, future. The phases of the moon, the cycles of life. Let's see. And the High Priestess. My goodness. What are we seeing here? If I'm not mistaken, this is Bloody Mary, right? Let me double check. No, I was wrong, but there's something very interesting here. This is the Japanese spirit. Again, you won't believe this. This is the Japanese spirits that lures men in. Again, there's something weird, like oddly weird here. By asking them, am I beautiful? So, so interesting how, like, I use this deck all the time. The synchronicity to this specific storyline is crazy. So we can see that your desire is definitely luring you in, but that desire, it seems like it's luring you in a way where you're aligned with it. You're not suppressing something within yourself. You're like I said, it's not wrong to go after the desires. If we take the example literally, it's not wrong to like a beautiful woman, for example, or it's not wrong to be beautiful. Whatever the example here is trying to say. It's how we go about it. So, how is this going? You're following your desire. You're acknowledging your desires. But it seems like you're starting to work with it, with the 3 of Pentacles. What does work with it mean? It means that you are touching base with that sacred part. Remember the 6 of Cups, that sacred part? I'm sure you remember a few cards ago when we were talking about the shrine. You're now working, instead of like doing what you used to do, which was in our past example, oh, I don't want it anymore, or hey, I want to do it in that maybe way that wasn't serving me. Here you can see with the 3 of Pentacles that you are realizing that you should work with it and not avoid the work needed to get it in the right way. Here we see the three faces of Hecate: Mother, Maiden, and Crone. And so we see growth within yourself with the Queen of Wands. You're growing as you're now in motion, working with that energy, understanding how to get your desires in the right way. You're increasing power with the Queen of Wands. You're becoming charismatic with the Queen of Wands. You're becoming attractive, speaking of attractiveness, with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is the most attractive and charismatic archetype in tarot. Most charismatic archetype in tarot. So I see that type of growth happening within you. And it's taking off that mask, revealing your true self. And I feel like as you remove that mask and you become your true self, that could feel like a risk. Now we understand. That could feel like a risk. The first house, personal risk. But it's definitely liberating you. It's making you powerful. And it's leading to you moving towards that ultimate happiness and fulfillment in life. You're absolutely, you can see the shadows, the dark clouds are leaving. You're loving yourself, you're loving your life, and it's leading you to that happiness. Now that we understand where you're going right now and what type of risk you're taking and what's going on, my last question for you: what is that 10 of Cups situation? What is that very thing that you never thought would happen for you? Now, I am so curious after seeing everything in that reading. Where is that taking us? A very profound reading, by the way, this pile. Where is that taking us? Here. 1, 2, 3. The 10 of Cups. What is your 10 of Cups, my dear pile number 2? What is that ultimate happiness? What is that now event that you never thought would happen? So curious to know. Let's find out. The 2 of Pentacles are old friends back. Okay. The 4 of Swords. Uncoupling. Untying the contract. Page of Wands. This feels to me like pampering yourself with everything that you want, making everything that you want happen for yourself. Yeah, it makes sense with the 10 of Cups. That's like everything and more. This is not an energy of just one event, nice event happening in your life, and you're like, oh my God. No. This is like multiple beautiful events. A huge celebration of you being able to achieve everything that you want in your life. Everything. You're on your path to making everything that was once impossible or hard to achieve happen in your life. And that's where you're going. I am seeing hold on. No. It's not what I'm seeing, actually. Let me reflect better here on the 2 of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords. I'm seeing that as you untie your connection with your old habits by facing your fears, which is happening right now because there's scary energy here. You're facing your fears. You're finding in the 4 of Swords, hold on, that your rest is in the same place that you used to fear. Isn't it crazy? The Four of Swords is a card of rest. It's a card of peace. Imagine having something scary like that in the Four of Swords, which definitely explains that perhaps you used to succumb to old habits because the very place that would achieve these things for real for you used to feel very scary. And you will find out that what you thought was scary is your ultimate peace. You know what this combination reminds me of? It's like, for example, how being honest with someone just gives that peace. You know, it's like, no, I'm not going to be honest with, I don't know, my friend and tell them I don't want to go out today. I just want to sit in because she might not talk to me again. Or I don't want to do this 6-week activity. Let's just cancel that one out. I don't want to do the 6-week activity because I'm not interested. I'd rather not do that. And you thinking she would be upset and maybe it will affect your friendship. To you realizing that that was just so toxic, the amount of things you had to do to avoid the truth because it was scary for you, just brought a lot of pain, and it put you in a perpetual cycle of losing yourself and not having authentic relationships and all of that, to you realizing that the peace is actually doing the very scary thing and saying, you know what, I appreciate our connection, but I really don't want to do that. And put it at that. So that's just an example of what I mean by not going back to an old cycle and facing head on that which you were afraid of, only to realize that it is the very thing that brought you peace. So this is what I'm seeing here. First of all, first and foremost, before we talk about the Page of Wands, you are finding your peace. You're removing from your system and your life all of the habits, the coping mechanisms that used to protect you from whatever you were going through. You're throwing all of that out of the window. You're cutting ties with all of this and realizing that going out of your comfort zone, doing some of the things that you didn't choose to do before, is actually the place of peace. While you were trying to look for peace elsewhere, this is the place of real safety and real peace. That's why you've got risk as one of your oracle cards. I see you moving towards, as you work with this new energy of matching the energy of your desires, it is you taking risks, doing things that you didn't do before, only to find that it's bringing you peace. And first of all, that's one of the very things that you will be very happy about, to be fully liberated, living in peace, experiencing everlasting tranquility. So that's the first thing. Second thing, so that's the first thing you never thought would happen for you. Change of your coping mechanisms, change of how you approach everything, finding everlasting peace. Number 2, with the Page of Wands, you will have the full ability and capability because of your newfound charisma with the Wands, your newfound charisma, newfound because of the Page of Wands, and of course with everything that we've explored, newfound power, newfound understanding of how you enjoy the energy of the process of achieving that desire. Enjoying the process now is making it feel like achieving your desires are a piece of cake. And so now that you are enjoying that process, you're like, ooh, I want to give myself this. I want to give myself that. I want to achieve this. I feel like I have the power in my hands to achieve everything that I want. It becomes easy. That phone call that you were afraid of making, you're making. That business that you were afraid of opening, you're opening. That idea that you wanted to initiate, you're initiating. Whatever this had to, that person that you wanted to attract, you're attracting. Whatever this is for you, you have that, you're moving towards having the power in your hands to do it so easily. And that is what you did not expect would happen for you. That is happening for you. And my dear pile number 2, this is exactly what I see in your reading. Now we understand why you were seeing the past and the present and that flip side of the coin, because it was all about you all along. So this was your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 2, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hey, pile number 3, welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at what you thought would never happen, but is happening for you. And to do this reading, these are the decks that I will be using. If you're interested in knowing the names of any of them, you'll find that I always list them down in the description box for you guys. Okay, very quickly before we begin, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Onyx. Your significator card is the Curiosity card. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Libra, Aries, Sagittarius, and Virgo. Welcome to your reading, guys. If these are not your signs, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, let's start off by exploring your oracle cards first. Ooh, right off the bat, you're getting acquisition. So cool. So you've got the Sun in Taurus with acquisition. You've got Venus in Cancer with birth. You've got the Sun in Scorpio with endurance. And wow, you've got agape, which is unconditional love. So nice. Looks like you've got it all here. Acquisition of material things with the second house, power with the Sun in Scorpio, endurance, and feeling home, feeling safe. The womb feels like the safest place to be. With Venus in Cancer, 4th house. So nice. Let's explore more about that. Okay, let's see. You've got main female. Main female is the energy of female, like feminine energy, I want to say, is the energy of receptivity. While pile number 2 had main male, you have in your pile main female. That is not the energy of really doing, it's the energy of receiving. Creation, yes, creative energy, creation, but also the energy of receiving. So, get out of here. Wow. Okay, birth, exactly, birth, creation, DNA. Awesome, awesome. This is crazy. Okay, really nice. Birth, creation, that energy is so strong here. Okay. And you've got horse, equestrian competition, stud farming, fox hunt, aristocrat, whiny, unicorn, pony, spurs, riding lessons, knight, gallop, and so on. Okay, really cool. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. Wait, let me push this a bit down if I can. Wait, because I think I can place a tarot card up top. Can I? Yeah, I can. All right, I'll fix this in a moment. Let's see what you've got. So, starting off the reading with the King of Cups. We'll fix that in a moment. You've got the Ace of Pentacles. The Chariot. The Queen of Cups, creativity. Creation, creativity, enjoying that process. Right? You've got the Five of Pentacles. You know, this definitely reminds me of the energy of wanting to do what you love, but feeling like it's not paying off. It's not giving you what you want. It's not helping you to make a living, you know? That's just the energy that I'm picking up here. It doesn't mean that this is what the reading is about. We'll see in a moment. Ooh, look at that. The Queen of Wands. Okay. I could be wrong. Hold on. I will find out in a moment. Page of Pentacles. That's a lemonade business. I could be absolutely right. Hold up. I think this is talking about, since we're looking at the energy of creation, look at the horse. You're making a move. Or maybe you're getting an opportunity that will allow you to make a smart move, one thing or the other, that will allow you to do the thing that you love and get paid a lot of money for it, become popular because of it, and enjoy doing your own thing, or enjoy tapping into the energy of creation. Exactly, creating something that gives you everything that you want. Receptivity. Agape is unconditional love. I feel like you have a lot of love towards something, an art, a skill, a certain profession. It's just like the figure here that's closing her eyes. If I ask you, close your eyes and tell me, what would you love to do for a living? If you can get paid for doing that thing that you love, if you can do it for free, just like have your life, have everything in life, and you would still do that one thing for free. I think this is what your reading specifically is talking about. It does look to me like you are very soon going to be granted an opportunity. A door is opening up for you where you get to move strategically. What does move strategically? Make a winning move. So that opportunity gives you, that door gives you the opportunity to do what you love, but get recognized for it, and allow for your business or your craft to grow, making sales, giving you money that you want. Here, Sun and Taurus, that's huge energy. Second house is the house of money. So with acquisition, I feel like not only are you doing what you love, but you're doing it in a comfortable way. Do you see the King of Cups is in the studio with their puppy, speaking in a friendly manner with their colleagues, and they're in the state of creation and art. And so this is what I see for you. I see that you will be able to do what you love with equestrian competition night. I feel like it's going to be so elevated, what you're about to do. It's going to be safe to do what you love. And it's going to be elevated. You're going to have all of the space needed to make that creation. Will you be self-disciplined? Yes, but this self-discipline is supported by a lot of motivation, a lot of unconditional love towards what you want to create, assisting you in being able to be disciplined. Will it require effort? Yes, it will require effort. Will it take time to build with a spider? Yes, but will you love every minute of it? Yes, yes, yes. Will it grow for you, allowing you to make a lot of money out of it? Yes, yes, and yes. You've got number 2 here, 2, 2. It's funny, pile number 2 had 1 here and another card that had 1. Here, you're getting 2 and 2. By the way, if you want to watch, if you're drawn to pile number 2, I highly recommend it because of that type of synchronicity. But in any case, 2 to second house, you're going to be receiving a lot of acquisitions, a lot of wealth because of it. It's no longer the energy of I love it, but it's the energy of I can, because of that opportunity that presented itself for me, I can move in this way. I can tap into what I love, create what I love, having it seen as absolutely elevated, create this unique business in a unique circumstance, unique space, be absolutely recognized for it. You're going to be very popular with the Queen of Wands, with whatever business that you're going to do here, or in your profession, in your preferred profession. And you will be able to make this business or this your income grow, your reputation grow. You're going to be seen as serious, new but serious. And I see you getting that bag, getting that coin, girl. Yeah, that's what I see. Let me adjust the cards here and I'll be back. Yeah, that works. Let's now expand on what this opportunity is that's going to get, what that door is that's opening for you, that's going to give you that opportunity to make that strategic move. Yeah, what door is that? And what strategic move are you going to be making? That's another question. Why do you have curiosity? Let's see. Are you curiosity? Are you going to like see that opportunity for yourself? And as you see that opportunity, it's the universe's way for providing that gift to you, to tap into your own gifts. I don't know. Let's see. So what is that door? The Magician. Oh, hold on. There we go. The King of Swords. This makes me feel like you're someone who knows what they're doing. You're such an expert at this. You know what you're talking about. You've got the skills. You're like, I know. That reminds me of a student in class who just knows, you know? The teacher asks and they're like, I know. So it looks like you know what you're talking about. You know your thing, you know? Yay! The Sun card. I think you are observing. It's going to be obvious like the sun. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I love this for me. I can show my skills with that type of situation. So what does this remind me of? Let me tell you. It reminds me of someone who's skilled but doesn't have, for example, the platform to show their skills, a proper platform. So let's say you are someone who is someone who's great at a certain art, for example, that you've learned because of your culture, right? And so you're so good at that. But how can you make a living if people don't understand that beautiful art? And even if they do, you know, they're not going to be spending all that much for it. And let's say a new market opens up in your city. This is a market that brings together all the people who associate with art, like all the people who have a genuine appreciation for art, gather in this place. So it's no more, ooh, love your art, you're so cute, okay, take that, take this $10, $20 and give me all that amazing things that you've done. This is more professional people in this marketplace. This is like a professional company, for example, that is looking for artists like you, not just one, many types of professional companies that opened up because of that, the evolution of this market, the growth of this new market that appreciates artists, that appreciates specifically artists who understand more about their culture. And that's the interesting part, let's just say. And so now that there is a place for people who appreciate what you're doing, let's say this market is creating all forms of things when it has to do with your art. They create books, they create tarot decks, they create stickers, they create stationery, they create sessions, you name it. They do. This is the place of the people who appreciate what you have to offer. So now you're like, oh my God, look at that place. Can you like, how much are you willing to pay for this, sir, company? Oh, if we find that person, oh my God, we give you like $3,000 per hour. What per what? What? So you suddenly find yourself in a place that absolutely appreciates what you love. And so because of that, you're like, okay, I'm going to start making a strategic move here. Because that is the sort of energy that I absolutely love. That's the talent that I want to be and more in touch with. This is what I love. I can do this all day long for free, mind you, as long as I'm living well. So you're like, let me play this strategically. What if I spend 2 hours at home after work to show off what I can do? Because when it comes to this area, that's my expertise. My goodness, I don't think I know anybody else, not just being humble, that understands my culture as much as I do, or is able to create that art with that knowledge of that culture as much as I can. So it's like, I know I can do this. I know I'm the person they're looking for. All of this market is looking for. And now that they're all consolidated in one place, I know I can do this. So you go back home, you create that art, that music, whatever it is, you prepare it. Just an example of what I mean by moving strategically. And you start presenting it to this market strategically. They're like, ooh, we love what you got here. How did you turn that lemon into lemonade? Just kidding. How did you do this? How did you do that? Whoa, we love what you got to offer. Please, we want this piece, we want that piece, we want this soundtrack, you see, what we're looking for is a soundtrack that has the flavor of this culture, is able to incorporate the ideology that we're presenting in this movie through the music. And through your music, you'll be able to translate put in some notes that have meaning in your culture. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just like imagining. I'm not a musician. And you're like, yeah, I got this. Watch this. And you go back home and you're like, that note in our culture is like a high vibration. And if I put it in that place, it's going to naturally make people feel this way. But it's also played with this instrument of our culture, this, that, and the other. And you prepare it and you explain what you've done to this corporation, to this person, to this business. And they're like, already, like, they have their hands on their forehead. They can't believe how awesome this is. And they start paying you. And, and now your name is starting to grow in that market. And as your name is growing, as you're making money, you're starting to think less and less about maybe doing these two things at the same time, because while it wasn't giving in the past, now it's starting to give you pretty well. So at some point, I think you are going to be so happy with what you're doing that you will be doing just that, I think, or at least fully tapped in. And by the way, I'm just assuming that you're working, and this strategy is talking about how you're going to do these things at the same time until you're free, because that's just my frame of understanding this energy. But maybe you're not working. Maybe maybe you're bored and you want to do something that you love. And I'm not reading it exactly right for you. So just note that my understanding of strategy may not be exactly yours. That's just an example to help you understand the energy. Maybe you're a student, maybe you're free, maybe you just graduated and you found that market. I don't know. But in any case, how you're going to strategize into the market may be something that is absolutely out of my understanding. It doesn't have to be strategy to, maneuver around it until you leave your job. It could be like a strategy in how you can beat the market, right? Maybe you have a brilliant marketing strategy and how you can become the best in the market. And that doesn't mean like hurting others in the market. It's just learning how to stand out and show yourself better. Maybe this is a huge market. Maybe this isn't a market at all. All I'm trying to say is that I do see that this opportunity will present itself. With curiosity here, it's not someone giving it to you. This is more like, hey, look at that. With that, you know what? I can do this, I can do that, I can do this and that, because I certainly know what I'm talking about very well, and I know I can show myself better. So in order to show myself better, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And what I know is going to happen through your cards is that this is going to grow for you. Your reputation is going to grow. Many people are going to be sharing your business, sharing your talent to each other. This could be word of mouth. This could be going viral on social media. This could be people WhatsApping you. Who knows? But you're going viral here. Like everybody's talking about you. Everybody loves what you have to share, because you understand it on a level that maybe no one else can. And I think you're going to be so happy to repeat this process with the merry-go-round. It's like life is taking you on a beautiful ride, joyous ride that you enjoy. This is the ride that you would repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat as long as you can, because it makes you happy. This is not the type of, with the repeat here, this is not the type of discipline that you won't like. This is the sort of discipline that you will absolutely love with the agape card. This is the life, if you ask me. Looking at the joy in the sun card. So that's the opportunity. What it means by, at least, the opportunity that's presenting itself. You're noticing something and you know right away, hey, I got the skills needed for it, so let me do something about it. Right, so now let's ask, what are you? What is the strategy that we're guessing here? What are you going to do about it? Once you notice, it's like, oh my God, they're looking for me. I love this. This is what my inner child loves. So anyways, you are noticing that this is speaking to you. And now you're going to start taking action once you notice it. So what actions are you, strategic actions, are you going to take? It's almost like, do you see the light here? It's almost like right away you recognize this is yours, and your mind right away is like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do. It's almost automatic what you're going to be strategizing. It's like you almost plugged in, and you're like, I know what to do. Oh, just leave this to me. It's like that student in The Magician. I know. So let's see what you're going to do. The Empress, the ultimate energy of creation and receptivity. So now you're going to tap into your creation. You look at this figure, it's like, I got this. Just leave it to me. I got this. Okay, very bougie, very like, what do you want? Okay, I can do this. So yeah, do you see the golden egg, the energy of the golden egg? You know you got something super unique, and you know, and you humbly know that you're maybe the only one that can do this with the golden egg. So we're talking about your strategy. So you've got the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Wands. Well, speaking about strategy, you do in fact have some things that are tying you down, some challenges that you have to overcome. So I may be a little bit right about my example. It doesn't have to be the other job, but something here is tying you down. So let's explore what that is. And we got two cards. Whoa! The Sun card and the Tower card. Your commitment to something else. I might just be right, because that's a wedding cake representing commitment. You're breaking now that you're having fun. And the merry-go-round is up and down, right? So you're going to go through the fluctuation of building this business for yourself. That's the strategy until you can fully break. And that's going to be a big deal. That's a Tower card. You're like, I'm leaving forever. Goodbye. Fully breaking your commitment forever. That's a big thing, because imagine if you've worked in a specific deal in a specific job for many years, or field for many years, and just going goodbye. that's a big deal. To have the audacity to just walk away. Oh my God. That must feel super liberating for you. And to leave it to do something you love, I think this is a dream pile for everybody. Since we all feel like we're born for a specific mission in our life, and to see that you're tapping into that is just super magical, my dear pile number 3. So what's going on? What's your strategy? Your strategy, whatever it is that is keeping you stuck. I do see that you are stuck in something. But are you really stuck? No. You can see that the door is open here. Maybe you can't see, but the windows are clear. It is your own mind that could be initially preventing you, or used to prevent you from thinking that there is any way out. Well, my dear pile number 3, there is now a way out. You're like, okay, the good news is that I've got everything and more that this market or this opportunity wants. I'm it. Right? I'm like the highest with equestrian here. I'm the highest version of what this market or what this thing is looking for. But what do I do about my job? What do I do about my debts? What do I do about this? What do I do about that? That's fill in the blanks. But I do see that there is something tying you down on top of some challenges that you have. Maybe you're tied in time. So you're initially thinking, oh my God, I've got a lot to face in order to live that dream. I gotta make ends meet. I'm limited with my time, in my free time. Again, I'm just using that as examples to help you understand, but fill in the blanks with the example, feel free to use different examples or different energies than the examples I'm giving. So just giving more examples: free time, debts, making ends meet. Oh, maybe the location is far. That's another challenge. Maybe you don't have internet. I'm like, how are you watching then? That doesn't work. Look, all I'm trying to say through my examples is that you feel you're stuck and you feel like there are challenges. But are these challenges ones that you can't overcome? Absolutely not. We always see the figure of the Seven of Wands in the classical tarot card, the Rider-Waite-Smith, that the figure is standing on a higher plateau, and it's an important symbolism in this card, showing us that this figure may have scary or a lot of challenges ahead of them, but they are absolutely at an advantage, great advantage of overcoming these challenges. So here it does see that you've got some requirements that are loud. You've got things that require your attention and focus that are very loud, that you must take care of carefully but fiercely. But you're also very lucky because you are at an advantage. These advantages could include your great skills that you know would just make you pop out amongst the competition, for example, or be greatly desired when it comes to the opportunity that you've just noticed. Maybe your advantage is you've saved up, and maybe your advantage is you're in the right place. Maybe other people are in the right place. Maybe you're in the right place. Maybe you've got connections. I don't know. But you definitely have a lot on your side, just as you have some scary things that are not on your side. And these things, along with your discipline, that's why I've got discipline here as well, you can endure this time of taking yourself out of what you're currently going to endure to move towards what you love. Are you going to make it? Yes. How are you going to make it? The Sun card here with the merry-go-round, you're going to go through a repetitive process of ups and downs. Sometimes you feel like, yay, it's happening. And other times you're like, oh, but I got to deal with this. Like, you're moving upwards. But as they always say, moving upwards is not a straight line. Sometimes you'll find like, hey, I'm moving fast. Oh, it's slowing down. I've got to solve this issue, or I got to deal with this situation. But overall, if you look back, if you look in retrospect, you're like, you know what? I am generally moving upwards, and that's great. All I need to do is to stay consistent and repeat this process until I am able to fully break that commitment with whatever I'm attached to here. Fully break it. Like, this is a bold move. This is not like slowly coming out of like your company. This is you. This is akin to you opening your manager's door, saying, hey, manager, love you to bits, but I'm leaving next week. Bye. What? You can't leave next week. Really? Or what? I have everything done. I finished my work. Or else this or that. Well, as long as I'm fair with you and I've done my work, this, that, and the other things I don't care about. So that kind of break in commitment is like, bam, I'm done. Goodbye. You're leaving. You pack your things and you go. You are free instantly. This is like goodbye kind of energy. So yeah, my dear pile number 3, this is exactly what I see in the energy of your reading when it comes to what sort of thing did you think would never happen for you, but is happening for you. We've explored how it's going to happen, and I wish you the best of luck from my heart. I hope you enjoy what's coming for you, and please let me know, what is this opportunity that opened its door for you? What are you seeing? I would love to know. And I am wishing you with every bit of my heart that you succeed and that you continue to do the things that you love. This was your reading, my dear pile number 3. And if you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 3, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.